From an early age, I've been fascinated and intrigued by the mysteries of the void beyond our horizons. This obsession started as a young boy watching Flight of the Navigator, imagining worlds beyond our own filled with sights that we couldn't even comprehend. It grew as I did throughout my early teen years, watching an array of UFO documentaries and combing through books to find clues to life outside our pale blue dot. And it eventually actualised itself as I am now, with my knowledge of 3 decades worth of books, movies, film and media, into what we now know as the UAP phenomena. My name is Harry from Gamers Watch, and today I'm going to be reviewing this out-of-world experience and recent addition to Game Pass, XO1. XO1 starts with a very basic premise. You're an orb, you see a light, and you use your limited array of controls to get to that light. It sounds simple enough, a cross between Flappy Bird, Excitebike, and Close Encounters, but through this most basic of control schemes you start to feel a flow to your movement, an energy that pulsates through the screen and into your thumbs as you carefully navigate the seemingly ever-expanding worlds that you find yourself on. When it works, it is completely effortless, your craft caressing the environment as if the only reason this world exists is for no other reason than to propel you beyond the skies. But when it doesn't work, this game can become really an exercise in frustration, as even the slightest of mistakes in timing can be punished with an almost complete disruption to the calm nature that this game is trying to convey. Behind the beautiful scenery and ever-changing landscapes and worlds is a story told through communication logs. Although these are introduced at the start of each level, it serves as a really efficient way to tell a story without the core gameplay itself being disrupted. The medium in which it tells a story is through barely audible subtitled cutscenes, with no real discernible words ever heard. However, through this method of XO1's storytelling, the craft becomes somewhat even more alien than first imagined. That this distant world is so far flung that just understanding what the crew of the doomed mission are trying to say is something you're not able to do. One thing that you can understand, however, is the sense of weight and disturbance behind the craft. The battering of winds, the propulsion gained by hitting a power gate, and the thrill of combining all of your skills to break the sound barrier and to hurtle you towards the next world. The core concept of the game is as simple as finding a way to break the sound barrier, and each level does this by introducing slightly new and improved gameplay elements each time, so it doesn't overload the player right from the start. However, the tools are there already for you immediately as the game begins. From the first level, simply navigating the world like a marble across the tundra, to the latter levels where you combine all of your skills, the landscapes, environments, and the physics-defying portals found throughout each level. This loop is something that not only doesn't get old, it entices you to keep going through this little game. This game has a lot to offer outside of just how beautiful it looks. It has a really satisfying gameplay loop, and it's enough to keep the player hooked from the get-go, and the story makes you want to play just one more level with the knowledge that with every checkpoint you hit, a new skill is going to be added to your tool belt. And more importantly, it comes with a feeling of absolute satisfaction as you dash your way across these alien lands, just to find that one point of light at the end of each level. XO1 isn't perfect. It does have some issues with mastering the controls, and that can heavily impact the first few levels. But once you've understood the controls, it becomes more of a cathartic experience than a checkpoint-driven game. It has many pros and quite a few cons, so if you were going to try the game out yourself, the pros of the game are absolutely the satisfying gameplay loop, the beautiful and stunning environments, the masterful sound design, and a really genuinely intriguing story. However, the controls can be difficult to start with, and there isn't a lot of direction given in that early part of the game. For me, this game does get a gameplay, and for anyone that even has a vested interest in UFOs or UAPs, to somebody who's obsessed over them for decades like myself, I would say the thrill of being able to play as that tic-tac shaped craft off of San Diego, hurtling at speeds that your mind can't comprehend, is something that everybody should at least try. XO1 is available currently through Xbox Game Pass and on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One, and is also available via Steam. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I've been Harry from Gamers Watch, and be sure to tune in to the Gamers Watch podcast every Monday on YouTube at 7:30 British Standard, 2:30 Eastern, and 12:30 Pacific.